He thought his medical degree gave him the right to decide who deserved care. When the doctor pointed at the shivering woman and told security to remove her from his emergency room, he felt justified. He didn't notice the janitor in the corner freeze mid-motion. He didn't see the recognition flash across the cleaner's face. He had no idea that the dirty, barefoot woman trembling on his floor was someone the janitor had treated 3 years ago in an ambulance. Someone whose face had been on every news channel in Oregon for 2 weeks. Someone whose family had the power to end his career with a single phone call. The storm hammered against the windows of St. Vincent's Hospital emergency room just after 11:30 on a Thursday night. Inside, fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, illuminating white walls covered with hand sanitizer dispensers and safety posters. The smell of disinfectant mixed with the metallic scent of blood from a trauma case being wheeled past. Nurses rushed between curtained exam rooms while monitors beeped in chaotic rhythm. Claire Donovan pushed through the automatic doors, leaving wet footprints on the polished linoleum floor. Her floral dress clung to her thin frame, torn at the hem and stained with mud. Her feet were bare, covered in cuts and bruises that left tiny blood marks with each step. Her hair hung in tangled wet strands across her face, and black mascara streaked down her cheeks like war paint. She clutched a torn plastic bag that held what appeared to be her only possessions. Her eyes darted around the room with the wild, unfocused look of someone who had forgotten what safety felt like. She moved toward the triage desk, lips trembling, trying to form words that wouldn't come. Dr. Preston Vale emerged from an exam room, reviewing a chart on his tablet with the practiced efficiency of someone who had performed this routine for 20 years. His white coat was immaculate, his name embroidered in gold thread that caught the light. His Italian leather shoes clicked against the floor with each step. The expensive watch on his wrist flashed as he gestured to a nurse. Then he saw Claire. His expression transformed immediately from professional focus to obvious disgust. He walked toward her with the posture of someone approaching a contamination hazard. He asked the triage nurse why this woman was dripping all over his emergency room floor. Before anyone could answer, he began his assessment aloud. He told the staff that she was clearly homeless, probably intoxicated or high, definitely here to seek pain medications. He said they didn't have time for this tonight, not with actual patients who needed real medical attention. Claire tried to speak, her voice barely above a whisper, but the words came out broken and incoherent. Dr. Vale cut her off immediately. He told her that if she couldn't clearly state her medical emergency, she needed to leave. He said the ER was not a shelter, not a hotel, not a place for people who refused to take care of themselves. His voice grew louder with each sentence, his frustration evident to everyone in the waiting area. He told the security guard standing near the entrance to escort her out before she disturbed actual patients. Claire's legs buckled beneath her. She sank to the floor, the plastic bag spilling its contents across the wet linoleum. A few soggy photographs, a broken cell phone, a torn sweater. The security guard moved toward her, his hand reaching for her arm. Other patients in the waiting room watched with expressions ranging from pity to discomfort. Dr. Vale stood with his arms crossed, his face showing no trace of compassion, only impatience. He told the guard to be quick about it, that they had real emergencies to handle. Claire's shoulders shook with silent sobs, her hands pressed against the cold floor. If your heart breaks watching someone denied basic human dignity, please like and subscribe to support stories that challenge cruelty and celebrate compassion. James Rivera had been mopping the corridor near the vending machines when he heard Dr. Vale's voice rising above the ambient noise of the A. He pushed his cleaning cart toward the commotion, the wheels squeaking slightly on the wet floor. His navy blue maintenance uniform was worn but clean, his name patch faded from countless washings. As he got closer, he could see the woman on the floor through the gap between the security guard and the triage desk. Something about her profile made him stop completely. His grip tightened on the mop handle. He moved closer, ignoring the fact that he was leaving his cart unattended. When he got a clear view of her face beneath the tangled wet hair, the mop clattered to the floor. He knew that face. 3 years ago, he had treated her in the back of an ambulance after a car accident on Highway 26. She had been wearing a business suit then, talking rapidly on her phone, even while he checked her vitals. She had handed him her business card before the hospital staff took over. He still remembered her name because of what happened 2 weeks later. Her face had been on every television in the state. Missing. Vanished after her car was found abandoned near the coast. James stepped forward, his voice cutting through the tension. Search parties. Desperate family press conferences. Marissa Langford, daughter of Oregon's lieutenant governor. James stepped forward, his voice cutting through the tension. He told Dr. Vale to stop immediately. He said the doctor had no idea who he was about to throw into the street. Dr. Vale turned toward James with barely concealed annoyance. He asked the janitor what possible authority he had to interrupt. James didn't raise his voice. He simply pulled his phone from his pocket, opened the browser, and typed a name. Within seconds, he turned the screen toward the doctor. The news article showed a professional headshot of a smiling young woman in business attire. The headline read, "Marissa Langford still missing after 8 months." The photograph matched the face of the trembling woman on the floor. The color drained from Dr. Vale's face. His mouth opened, but no words came out. James knelt beside Claire, speaking softly, telling her she was safe now, that he remembered her, that he was going to make sure she got help. He asked the nurse to bring blankets and water immediately. He told the security guard to contact the hospital administrator and the police. Within minutes, the entire energy of the ER shifted. The hospital director arrived, followed quickly by police officers trained in missing persons cases. Dr. Vale stood frozen near the triage desk, his pristine white coat suddenly looking like a costume, his authority evaporating with each passing second. The administrator asked him to step into her office immediately. No one had to tell him his career was over. James stayed with Claire, holding her hand while medical staff began proper assessments, treating her with the dignity and care she'd been denied moments before. The investigation that followed revealed that Claire, whose real name was Marissa, had suffered a severe psychological break after years of pressure from her family's political life. She had wandered for months, unable to remember who she was. That night, something had pulled her toward the hospital, some fragment of memory seeking safety. James Rivera, the janitor with a past as a paramedic, had given her something more valuable than medical treatment. He had given her back her identity. The story became a reminder that compassion knows no job title, that sometimes the person mopping the floors sees more clearly than the person wearing the diploma. Where are you watching from right now? And if you had been in that emergency room, would you have walked past her or stopped to help? Let us know in the comments below.